Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Eberechi Eze says Liverpool sold the best right-footed player he's ever seen for just £8 million. Arsenal's Eberechi Eze has now made a bold claim about former Liverpool fullback Trent Alexander-Arnold. In the summer, Trent Alexander-Arnold decided to make an emotional farewell to Liverpool in order to start a new challenge with Real Madrid. Alexander-Arnold's contract was set to expire at Anfield, and the England international decided that he wanted to join the likes of Jude Bellingham in Spain. Of course, Liverpool somewhat replaced Alexander-Arnold with Jeremy Frimpong, a right-back who enjoyed a lot of success under Xabi Alonso at Bayer Leverkusen. And whilst the Dutchman has had to contend with an early injury at his new club, Frimpong has also endured a slow start at Liverpool. Eberechi Eze comments on Trent Alexander-Arnold's wonderful right foot. That being said, new Arsenal midfielder Eberechi Eze has now pointed out what Liverpool have been missing since Alexander-Arnold's departure. In an interview with Stadium Astro, Eze was asked to build his perfect footballer, and as part of that build, Eze chose the best left-footed and right-footed players he could think of. For his left foot, Eze chose Lionel Messi. But on the right, Eze immediately thought of Alexander-Arnold, who often made the difference at Anfield with his illustrious passing. Even as a fullback, clearly, some adjustment time will be needed before Liverpool can get the best out of new signing Frimpong, who is an entirely different player to Alexander-Arnold. Fortunately for Arne Slot, Connor Bradley is on hand to provide a fairly well-rounded option whenever needed, and he'll also be looking to prove that he can be Liverpool's permanent starter. Earlier this year, TBR Football revealed that Liverpool were concerned about Bradley's injury record, and Slot's side will hope that the Northern Ireland international now steers clear of any issues. Alexander-Arnold will soon return to Anfield with Real Madrid. Although Real Madrid could have waited to sign Alexander-Arnold on a free transfer, they parted with £8.4 million to ensure that he was signed up and ready for the Club World Cup. In terms of how Alexander-Arnold has started for his new club, it's been very disrupted. The 26-year-old suffered a groin complaint that curtailed his efforts at the Club World Cup. And whilst he was beginning to get to grips with life in La Liga, Alexander-Arnold suffered a hamstring injury that is still currently keeping him on the sidelines. Of course, Liverpool will play against Real Madrid in the Champions League at the beginning of November. And as expected, there has already been a lot of talk about Alexander-Arnold's return to Anfield, providing he is fit for the occasion. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our last news is £50 million Wonderkid's dad confirms Liverpool had firm offer for leading centre-back target, declined. It wasn't Marc Guehi. Liverpool missed out on signing more than just Marc Guehi over the summer. Liverpool oversaw a record-breaking summer as they set a new record for the most money spent by a Premier League club in a single transfer window. Their whopping £446 million total eclipsed Chelsea's previous record and two new club records of their own. Florian Wirtz set the narrative with his £116 million arrival, followed by the British record deadline day signing of Alexander Isak. The striker took Liverpool spending through the £400 million mark for the window, but that figure could have been more had the Reds signed other leading players on their radar. While Marc Guehi is the obvious missed opportunity to focus on, Liverpool were also interested in other targets who slipped the net. Dean Huijsen was one of them. Both he and Milos Kerkez were leading targets for the Reds early on in the summer transfer window. From the start, the latter looked to be a nailed-on deal, and sure enough, the Hungarian arrived at Anfield from Bournemouth. However, his former teammate was a much tougher nut to crack. Huijsen had attracted a lot of interest thanks to his performances last season, and by the time the summer window opened, multiple clubs were hoping to sign him. In the end, Real Madrid saw off the competition and signed Huijsen for £50 million. The 20-year-old is a regular starter already, and his father has revealed that all along, it was Los Blancos who he was holding out for when it came to transfer negotiations. Dean Huijsen rejected Liverpool, Arsenal and Chelsea. Huijsen's father and agent Donny has discussed his son's move to Madrid and role Premier League football played in his career. Speaking to Tuttosport, he described England's top flight as the richest and most competitive in the world, but when offers came from Liverpool and other Premier League clubs, his son politely declined them all. We saw the opportunity of a starting spot in the Premier League, with the exciting and compelling chance of playing against top-tier strikers, starting with Erling, Haaland, Mohamed, Salah, and Isak. A significant development path was in the offing for Dean, Donny Huijsen said. Many of the big names in European football wanted him: Chelsea, Liverpool, Bayern, Borussia Dortmund, Arsenal, Tottenham, Newcastle United, etc., but he politely declined every offer, waiting for that team to arrive, the team of his dreams, the biggest and most fascinating, Real Madrid. A report from Cadena SR back in May claimed Liverpool were among several clubs to submit a firm offer for Huijsen. Arsenal, Chelsea, and Spurs were the others. The £50 million fee paid by Real Madrid was the release clause Bournemouth had in place for the centre-back. Had Liverpool signed him, the amount spent would have put him around the mid-range mark. More expensive than former teammate Kerkez at £40 million but significantly less than Hugo Ekitike, Wirtz and Isak. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.